Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the 2023 Aerospace Media Awards. It's great to be back in Paris. Firstly, I'd like to extend my thanks to Embraer for sponsoring our networking reception. So thank you very much for that. It's a pleasure to see so many of you here tonight. On the table plan, we have over 200 guests, which is our biggest ever event so far. And we are gathered here to celebrate excellence and achievement in aerospace journalism. And in this modern world of travel that we're living in a minute, I fully appreciate that many of you have undergone geographical, time zone, and financial inconvenience to be here tonight. I stole that from Leonard Cohen, actually. We are here to honour and recognise journalists who have made significant contributions to aviation journalism and celebrate their hard work, dedication, and outstanding achievements. This year, with over 500 nominations, it is once again the largest number of entries we've ever had. It's so gratifying that on the 12th presentation of these awards, we still continue to grow. As mentioned, when everybody does get here, thanks to the flights and things, but with 200 guests, these facts all combine to make this our largest ever event. Thank you for being part of this evening. Speaking of awards, I hope you'll see from the brochure you have at the table that we actually have quite a busy schedule now of award presentations. Coming up in December, in October, we have the Defence Media Awards. And for any military journalists in the room tonight, there's still time to get your nominations in. That one's taking place in Washington, DC in October. In February, we will be honouring Asian aviation journalists at the Aerospace Media Awards Asia. And in April next year, we have a brand new event, the Aero Media Awards, in combination with Aero Friedrichshafen. It takes place during the Aero Friedrichshafen show, and it offers a chance for journalists who write about general aviation, ultralight aircraft, autonomous air vehicles, eVTOLs, alternative fuels, and power systems. It's a chance for that section of the aviation media to get their recognition. As ever, I'd like to extend my thanks to the judges. As always, Adam Conno, head judge, has read every entry. I really don't know how he does it. And if you also see in the brochure, we have expanded the judging panel even further with experts on sustainable aviation and various other aspects of our great industry. So we've got a fantastic panel of judges. Thank you, judges. And finally, I just want to thank our sponsors. We have an amazing selection of sponsors tonight. Thank you so much, sponsors. You are the people that make this awards event possible. Thank you. Now, as ever, I've got one award to present, and this award goes to someone I've known for many years. He has always been extremely helpful, knowledgeable, very kind, very, very funny, and always entertaining. He started his career in 1978 in Aero Courier. Here he is, 45 years later, looking as fit and young as ever. Still working with Motor Press. I'm sure you've guessed that this award for outstanding achievement in aerospace publishing goes to Reinhard Wittstamm. Where are you, Reinhard? Reinhard. No,
oh my goodness.
I am very much surprised. So thank you very much for the judge and for the people who did the proposal, actually, to let me come here. And as an opener, it's always coming from the last table, coming to the front. It was a long way, actually. And 45 years working for AeroCourier really is a long, long time. And I have so many anniversaries done in the recent past. I'm working for 55 years. I'm married 25 years. But being honored for 45 years of AeroCourier, I think that should be done by my publisher, but he is not here. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I do not want to spend too much time because I'm not sure when the show opening is tomorrow, and we have much, much more people. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, all the editors. Without the editors, I wouldn't be able to sell our magazines and the quality our editors are able to spend, as well as the industry who takes our magazines, our all magazines, to invest and to reach their targets. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm proud to be part of this community for 45 years. And I'm looking forward to be here finally at Aero in Friedrichshafen next year for the Premier One. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. So just to conclude, I hope you all have an outstanding and enjoyable evening, and I wish you a very, very successful Paris Air Show. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been hosting or master of ceremonies for these events for about 10 years, and every time Peter says, would you compose a grace? Make it funny, make it relevant to aerospace. Well, I have done, but I cheated this time, and I tried ChatGPT. Now, I'm going to tell you what it came up with. You'd be quite impressed, and maybe also a bit worried, because your job can be a lot easier, I can tell you, if you engage with it. So here we go, and forgive me, you don't have to stand for this, but straight after I finished, the food will be served. From Paris to the world, your stories take flight, captivating readers with each and every right. Your words paint a picture of the skies up above and the wonders of flight that we all love. The awards are given with great applause to those who shine brightest without any flaws. Your work inspires and sets standards high for the next generation to reach for the sky. So here's to the winners and all who were there, for sharing their passion with such great care. May your words continue to soar and inspire and keep the aerospace industry forever on fire. So, sort of. Wait, we're not done. So let us raise a glass to the media's might, for your passion, your talent, your unwavering light. For the Aerospace Media Awards, we applaud and thank you for sharing the skies with us all. Lord, bless this food we're about to eat, and please make it taste really sweet. We're grateful for this daily bread, but could you add some garlic instead? Bon appetit. There you go.
Hello again. This isn't something I particularly wanted to do, but we've lost some really good friends this year, and I think it's only right that we pay tribute to them. My apologies. Some I knew better than others, so if it seems a bit one-sided, then I'm sorry about that, but I've done what I can. Later this evening, we shall be hearing about Jerry Siebenmark. You may have noticed from the brochure that he is getting a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award, and someone will pay tribute to him during that. So, for me, the first is Daniel McCoy, the Wichita Business Journal. We lost Daniel in May this year. He spent 15 years at the Wichita Business Journal, where he was the go-to reporter on all things aviation. He's a devoted family man, and he'll be remembered for his kindness, sense of humor, and love of aviation and his wife, children, and family. And the next one is Ian Gould. I'm sure many of you knew Ian. Ian was actually a judge for these awards. And he was involved in aerospace since 1964 and spent more than 40 years in aviation media. He enjoyed a 20-year career at Flight, where he was latterly air transport editor before turning freelance in 1993. Ian edited and contributed to aerospace and aviation titles all over the world: Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, and North and South America. Ian entered aerospace as an apprentice at British Aircraft Corporation at Brooklands, and he joined Flight in 1973. He was an avid reader of aviation publications, and I can almost guarantee you that if you said to him, "What about that article about Concorde in 1968?" he'd tell you what page it was. He was that dedicated. He worked at more than 50 of the major annual air shows: Le Bourget, Farnborough, Singapore, Dubai, and he only ever missed one Farnborough. Latterly, as I said, Ian was a judge for the Aerospace Media Awards, although he actually never got to attend an awards dinner, which is quite sad. But he left us last October after battling illness for over a year. The next person is Stuart Cassie. I don't know how many of you will remember Stu, but towards the end of his career, he was the advertising guy for World Air News. I don't have much information about Stuart's early years, but Stuart was arguably responsible for starting hospitality chalets at air shows. In the late 40s, possibly 1950s, he took a caravan to the Farnborough car park and proceeded to entertain clients and guests to late breakfast, lunches, and drinks. And I'm told that if you looked across the Farnborough car park late at night and still saw some lights on, well into the evening, that was Stuart and the Flight caravan, still busy as ever. After leaving Flight, Stuart set up a number of titles, including Defence Africa, Defence Middle East, and Defence Latino Americano. June 1998, he started Defence Systems Modernisation, which he sold to Janes in 1993. As I said, Stuart spent the latter part of his career with Tom Chalmers, publisher of World Air News. And if I may, I'll just tell a quick funny story about Stuart. I once went to his offices in down Southampton, I believe it was, and he was on the phone to Tom Chalmers. And he said, Tom, I've got Airbus, they're advertising. And Tom was like, "No way, you can't get them in. We're going to press, mate." And Stuart said, "Don't be ridiculous, Tom. We've got to get them in. If we don't get them in, they'll never work with us again." And you could hear Tom grumbling. And then Stuart said, "I say," he said, "have you written anything?" And Tom said, "Yes." And Stuart said, "Well, take the bloody thing out. No one ever reads it anyway." Stuart was well known for his positivity, good humour, and energy. He really was an old-style gentleman. Stuart sadly left us in January this year. And now, Mike Savage. I'm sure Mike Savage was known to many of you here. He was a judge with us ever since our beginnings in 2012. And he was just the quintessential aerospace raconteur. Mike had stories about everything. He was very popular with the press, particularly in the days when he was organising press trips, very much involved with Sweden and Switzerland, and conferences in Europe, USA, and air shows like Farnborough, Paris, Dubai, Singapore. Mike first went to Farnborough Air Show on a milk float. As a schoolboy, he used to help the local milkman, and when they went into Farnborough, Mike would hop on the back of the milk float, help deliver the milk, and then stay and watch the show. He loved it. He was a pilot in the RAF, and he was particularly fond of the Hawker Hunter. He survived 3 crashes, 3, 2 ejections, and the third one, which he maintains was not a crash, was such a heavy landing that the undercarriage came up through the wings. The aircraft was written off. He loved his time with the British Aircraft Corporation and his time as a PR man for Concorde, and many of his stories hark back to those wonderful days. He was a consummate professional, a facilitator, someone who did his best to meet the needs of his clients and journalists, always with a twinkle in his eye, an amazing story, and frequently great hospitality. When he was working with Saab, and it was announced that Saab regional aircraft were to close, it was quite ironic that Saab had a chalet at the 1997 Dubai Air Show. And Mike more or less had the run of the chalet. So the first thing he did was put his CV up on the reception. He latterly went on to work with CFM and CTT Systems as well. We lost Mike just the day after King Charles's coronation. One funny story about Mike, well, I hope you find it funny, but he and, if any of you know Brian Pugsley, Pugs and Savage, their last air show together here in Paris was 2017, and quite understandably, at their great ages, they came back to Paris for lunch, and Pugsley was being very sensible, and Mike ordered a bottle of wine, and Pugsley said, "You're not going to drink all that, are you?" And Savage said, "Of course I am." And so Pugs had whatever he was eating, and Savage had started this wine, and when they'd finished the meal, Pugs looked at the bottle and he said, "Here, I think you better take that back to the hotel." And Mike said, "I will, in here." But that was Mike. He was one of my great friends. We'd always sit together at the Aviation Club lunches, and I shall miss him terribly. But anyway, thank you for your attention. Yeah, so with that in mind, would you all mind please rise from your seats? The toast is absent friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing? We're going to propose a toast to the heads of state represented by our guests here tonight. At the end of the evening, we have a goodie bag sponsored by Embraer, which contains a toy for a child, a pad, a pen, some marketing material, and it's a really good reusable, recyclable bag that it all comes in. Everyone gets one. And we've also got a free cell phone charger thanks to Amy Ruth Hallett of Comfort Motion. Everybody can take one home. It's in a little white box. Okay, remember to take those with you as you leave, but don't even think about leaving just yet. The awards follow shortly.
Now, it is the moment you've been all waiting for, the chance to celebrate the fantastic work that you've been doing over the last 12 months with the Aerospace Media Awards of 2023, and we will crack straight on with our first one of the evening. We're going to start with the traditional curtain raiser. It is the Aerospace Media Awards, the Best Young Journalist. And before we just start, a little reminder of, if you don't know, it's the usual thing. If you're a winner, please run up the front here. You'll be getting your award over there with Robert as well. You can have a chance to say a few words if you'd like to. You don't feel you have to, but if you would like to, you can. And there'll be a few photos, and then back you go. We've got about 20 awards. We've got plenty to get through, and they're all brilliant. So here we go. The Best Young Journalist. The nominees for this one will be coming up in a moment, but to present the award, please welcome on stage from Embraer, Luis Harrison, ladies and gentlemen. Many thanks indeed, Luis. Now, the nominees for this are Charlotte Bailey, Alfred Chua, Kat Hofacker, Lucy Powell, Hannek Whitering, and Elizabeth Gosselin Marlowe. The winner is Lucy Powell, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the judges said that Lucy's articles demonstrate an impressive command of various elements of the commercial aviation industry, from leasing to workforce issues. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Lucy Powell. Thank you very much, Luis, as well. Moving on to our next award, it is the Best Aviation Image. It's sponsored by Dassault Aviation. And to present this award, please welcome Vadim Feltzer, Communications Director of Dassault Aviation. Vadim. The nominees for this are Manuel Bolelli, F-18 Hornet, Giovanni Colla, Italian F-2000A, G550 CAEW, and F-35A. Benoit Dene, 185 years of combat aviation. Lloyd Horgan, US Coast Guard MH-65E. Jamie Hunter, inside the real Top Gun fighter school. And Mark Wagner, Diamond DA-50RG. The winner of this one is Giovanni Colla. Now, I'm afraid that Giovanni isn't here, but to correct this one, we have Kaleem Chapman from Key Publishing to accept the award on his behalf. Kaleem, thank you. The judges said of this, that capturing 2 aircraft is hard enough, but positioning of these 3 is near perfect, as you can see. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Zadim, as well. The next award is Best Propulsion Submission. It's sponsored by Rolls-Royce. Please welcome from Rolls-Royce, we have Daisy Amissi. Big yay for Daisy. The nominees are Lindsay Beauregard, Hydrogen is Coming, Inside MRO. Ryan Finnerty, GE in Pratt & Whitney Jockey for Advantage as Pentagon weighs F-35 improvements, flightglobal.com. Keith Mwanalushi, Ramping Up Planning and Capacity for New Engine Propulsions, Avi Trader MRO. Mark Pilling, Power Shift, Is Hydrogen Power the Right Path for Aviation, Flight Global. Murdo Morrison, Fastest to the Finish, Flight International, and Ben Sampson, Fast Forward, Aerospace Testing. The winner is Mark Pilling, Power Shift, Is Hydrogen Power the Right Path for Aviation, Flight Global. And according to the judges, this was arguably one of the most balanced articles on hydrogen, a good use of airframer, engine OEM, and third-party sources as well. Mark Pilling, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations, Mark. Yeah, thank you. Last time I thanked my mum because she's brilliant, and I'll thank her again. But I'd also want to thank young Peter. Where is he? Thank you, Peter, and also sponsors, because we couldn't do this without you, right? And Daisy, so cheers, mate. Keep doing it. But also, this is going to be a really great Paris, isn't it, guys? Don't you think? It's in the water, right? There's going to be shitload of orders. eVTOL's gone mental, right? Have you got anything up your sleeve, Daisy? Oh, sorry. But so just keep doing it, guys, because we're important, I think, for journalism, for us to do original journalism, whether it's... I think John said some of this last year, so I won't carry on. But just keep doing it, guys. You're great. Love working with you, the ones that I do work with, and I hope to work with more of you. So thank you very much from Flight Global as well. Thanks for the work, Murdo, by the way. Thank you, Mum.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Congratulations. Well, next we have the Best Safety Training and Simulation Submission. It's sponsored by CAE. Please welcome for this Samantha Galinsky of CAE to the stage. Not an easy route through, Samantha. Take your time, it's fine. No hurry. Brilliant, well done. Samantha Galinsky, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the nominees are Sean Broderick, Data Drives, Flight Operations, Safety Improvements, Aviation Week, and Space Technology. Alan Head, What's Missing from the Debate over the 1500-hour rule, the air current. Emma Kelly, Zeroing In, Rotor Hub. AM Sean Reynolds, CB, CBE, and DFC, In the Zone, Rotor Hub. Matt Thurber, Simulator Tests Show Value of Q-Alpha Alerting System, Aviation International News. And Patrick Veillet, Training Virtually, Aviation Week, and Space Technology. The winner is Alan Head, What's Missing from the Debates over the 1500-hour rule, the air current. The judges said this was a compelling review of the 1500-hour rule with important insights about what is missing. A very popular winner, Alan.
Okay. I'll say a few words. Thank you so much. So many people to thank. I want to thank John Ostrower for creating an amazing publication at the Air Current that allows us to write stories like this. So great. Howard, thank you for all the work you do behind the scenes. Thanks to all the sponsors, and a big thank you especially to our subscribers who support what we do. The Air Current is completely subscriber supported, and many of you in the room know that it's a very high paywall, a big investment to be a subscriber. But I hope that this helps make the case not only for the value of the subscription, but also that our subscribers can feel proud that they're contributing to the industry and an opportunity to tell the stories that are so important for it. So thanks, everyone.
Congratulations to Landhead. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Moving on now, we have the Best Passenger and Crew Wellbeing submission. It's sponsored by CTT Systems and represented this evening by Ola Hagfeld. Please join us, Ola. Thank you. Now, the nominees are Thierry Dubois, Linda Blatchley, and Alan Dron, aircraft cabin manufacturers ready for radical reassessment, Aviation Week and space technology. Paul Eden, the key to comfort, aircraft cabin management. Robin Evans, positive attitudes, Flight Global. Keith Mwanalushi, selling smarter, in-flight magazine. Pilar Wolfsteller, on the level, Flight Global. And James Weinbrandt, mental wellness gets post-COVID safety focus, Aviation International News. The winner is James Weinbrandt, mental wellness gets post-COVID safety focus, Aviation International News. And the judges said that this was a detailed recap of business aviation mental health topics and priorities from the BAS 2022 conference, plus a useful sidebar.
James, would you like to add anything?
Yes, except that I'm not James.
Ah.
I know he would be delighted to be here with everybody, but I also know that he would be so proud that the subject that he wrote about, mental wellness, is gaining some traction. And I think he would join me in urging the world's regulators to quit penalizing flight and ground crew for having mental health issues and figure out a way to help them, not hinder them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt Thurber, coming up for that one. Doing a very good impression of James. Thank you, Matt. Okay, let's move on now to Best Unmanned Systems. It's sponsored by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems. Please welcome Christophe Fontaine, Vice President of Strategic Concepts and Capabilities Development, NATO EU. Thank you. The nominees for Best UAV submission are Michael Dempsey, the cargo hauling aircraft with no pilots on board, BBC. Edward Hunt, Cost versus Capability, Air Warfare. Hope Hodge-Sek, Marine Corps wants to test out partner drones, new MQ-9 Reaper payloads, Marine Corps Times. Gareth Jennings, Disposable Heroes, Rise of the Attritable Loyal Wingmen, Jane's Defence and Intelligence Review. Stu Magnuson and Michaela Easley, Loitering Munitions Proliferate as Tech Changes Battlefield, National Defence. And Al Venter, Hunting the Hunters, Air Forces Monthly. The winner of this one is Gareth Jennings, Disposable Heroes, Rise of the Attritable Loyal Wingmen, Jane's Defence and Intelligence Review. Judges said of Gareth's entry that it was arguably the most complete global review of loyal wingmen. UAVs very impressive in scope and detail.
Do you have anything to say, sir?
Nothing to say for Gareth, that's fine, but thank you very much. Congratulations. The words tell the story. We'll move on now to Best Digital Submission. It's sponsored by McKinsey & Company. Please give a very warm welcome, if you would, now to Brennan Hoban of McKinsey. Brennan. The nominations for this one are Aviation Week's Check 6 podcast, The Defence and Aerospace Report, Business Roundtable, Finn, Hannah King, Forces News, Kaylee Thomas, Jenny Johnston, and Lorraine Walsh. Transfer, the Emiliano Sala story, BBC, and Laura Winter, The Downlink. The winner is Aviation Week's Check 6 podcast. Please welcome Joe Anselmo and Guy Verhoevenhoek to the stage for this one, please. The judges gave it high praise indeed, saying no podcast has made greater strides during the past year in quality and quantity. The series of podcasts about Boeing proves that.
I'll be brief. I wanted to thank Robert Wall for founding the Check 6 podcast, Rupa Haria for reviving it, our current editor, Guy Fernyhough, for taking it to the next level. And I'm not going to name names because I'll miss them, but all of the Aviation Week editors who participate to make Check 6 what it is. Thank you very much.
Joe and Guy, thank you very much, and congratulations to the Check 6 podcast. We'll move on now to the best aerospace and defense business submission. It's sponsored by Raytheon Technologies. Here to present the award on their behalf, please welcome Kate Goulding. Thank you, Kate. The nominees are Angus Beattie, UK Aerospace juggles investment goals to secure sustainable aviation role, Aviation Week and Space Technology. Kurt Epstein, FBO's Field Labour Pinch, Aviation International News. Stephen Lucy and Joe Gould, fake parts, a Pentagon supply chain problem, hiding in plain sight, Defence News. Tim Martin, economic troubles could put UK in firing line of more defence takeovers, breaking defence. Mark Sellinger, rare earths, US DoD nurtures the critical minerals industry, Jane's Defence Weekly. And Matthew Todhunter, blurred lines, the rise of commercial military UAVs, air warfare. The winner of this one is Stephen Lucy and Joe Gould, fake parts, a Pentagon supply chain, hiding in plain sight, Defence News. Now, Stephen and Joe can't be with us, but please welcome members of the Defence News team if you would join us to collect the award on their behalf. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the team and Stephen and Joe and Mike Roos, thank you. And merci beaucoup. Have a great night.
Thank you. Quick photo, always. Well done, thank you. We'll move on now to the best maintenance, repair and overall submission. It's sponsored by ExecuJet. Please welcome Vadim Feltzer again, please, to present this award. Now, the nominees are Lindsay Beauregard and Sean Broderick, Technician Training Revamp, Inside MRO. James Careless, The Future of Tracking Aircraft Parts, Aerospace Tech Review. Jason Holland, Exploring Oklahoma's MRO Hub, MRO Management. James T. McKenna, Investment in Drone Inspection starts to pay off for MRO Ops, Aerospace Tech Review. Murdo Morrison, Service Charge, Flight Global. And Alex Preston, Doing More with Less, Low Cost and Regional Airline Business. The winner is James Careless, The Future of Tracking Aircraft Parts, Aerospace Tech Review. Now, James isn't here. In the absence of others, I'm going to ask a very suitable replacement to collect the award, Peter Bradfield. The judges said, finally, an article about blockchain that makes sense and proves how the technology could make aviation even safer. Finally, award for Peter Bradfield. Fantastic. That's brilliant. Well deserved as well, Peter. Thank you. Now, we will have the best rotorcraft vertical flight submission. It's sponsored by TE Connectivity. Please welcome to the stage for this one, Martin Cullen, Senior Manager, Business Development for TE Connectivity. Martin, please join us. Thank you. The nominees for the rotorcraft submission are Frank Colucci and John Bulakowski, a Sikorsky Aircraft Centennial 1923 to 2023, a tribute to Igor I. Sikorsky. Brian Everstein, Osprey Unknown's Aviation Week and Space Technology. Alan Head, the number at the center of an eVTOL safety debate, the air current. Gareth Jennings, Rotary Recap, UK embarks on Puma replacement plan, Jane Defence Weekly. Emma Kelly, Ready for Action, RotorHub. And Kenneth Schwartz, Tier 1 Engineering Pioneers Electric ER44, Vertiflight Magazine. The winner is Emma Kelly, ready for action, Rotor Hub. Now, Emma is still in Australia, so here to pick up the award is Mark Howells from HMG Aerospace Publishing. And I'm delighted to say Mark joins you. You had a bit of a tricky journey, haven't you? But thanks for making it, Mark. Thank you. Judges said of Emma's entry that it was a fascinating even as well, and counterintuitive story about aerial firefighting where the narrative stays front and center with good sidebars too.
As you all guessed, I'm not Emma Kelly, but she's been writing for us for a number of years, and I'm pretty sure many of you already know Emma very well. She's a great writer. We really appreciate having her aboard. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. Right. 2 awards now back to back. We're going to start with the best space submission. The nominees for this are Jeff Faust, Cape Congestion, world's busiest spaceport stretched to its limits, Space News. Teresa Hitchens, Rocket Science, how Space Force acquisition works with many players, and Dual Hats, Breaking Defense. John Kelvey, The Comet Conundrum, Aerospace America. Vivian Machi, a blue ocean market for commercial space data relay services via satellite. Joe Pappalardo, unheard stories from the engineers who converted the $10 billion telescope from boxy spacecraft to a pioneering instrument designed to probe the deepest reaches of the cosmos. That's Popular Mechanics. And Laura Winter, thanks for this one, Laura, The Downlink. Yay. The winner is Jeff Faust, Cape Congestion, world's busiest spaceport stretched to its limit, Space News. According to the judges, Jeff was a great topic that exceeds expectations through outstanding variety, detail, and storytelling. We'll move straight on as well now to the next award, which is the best commercial aviation submission. The nominees for this one are Bernie Baldwin, establishing and extending the E-Jet envelope, Airliner World. Jens Flottau, Stephen Udvar-Hazy, A Life in Aviation, Aviation Week and Space Technology. Lewis Harper, More Women at the Very Top of Airlines, Airline Business. Jason Holland, Global Market Outlook 2023, Maximizing Momentum, MRO Management. John Ostrower, NASA gives Boeing a second shot at reshaping commercial aviation, the air current. And Goodbye Jumbo, Flight International. The winner of this one is Bernie Baldwin, establishing and extending the E-Jet envelope, Airliner World. Now, neither Bernie nor Jeff could be here with us tonight, and I would just say at this point, we are having a great night, and I would urge anyone who you think isn't going to come in future, tell them how wonderful it is to come and pick up their award in person if they possibly can. Right, okay, let's move on now to the best business aviation submission. It is sponsored by Gulfstream. Please give a very warm welcome to Angie Amberg, Gulfstream's Director of Global External Communications. Angie, please join us. The nominees are Jonathan Hemmerdinger, Long Range Leaders, Flight International. Colleen Mondor, Second in Command, logging is focus of FAA investigation into Boutique Air, Aviation International News. Kate Sarsfield, operators still grapple with Brexit 2 years later, Aviation International News. Patrick Veille, protecting aviation infrastructure, Are We Adequately Prepared? Business and Commercial Aviation Magazine. Mike Stones, just hit the red button jet charter, this time it's personal, Corporate Jet Investor Quarterly. And James Weinbrandt, paying for charter with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency, Business Jet Traveler. Now the winner is Colleen Mondor. Are you here though, Colleen? Have you made it? In that case, no. Do we have someone who'd like to come and pick the award up on Colleen's behalf? Oh, we do. Fantastic. That's great. The second Colleen. The judges said that this was excellent investigating, including the use of FOIA requests to obtain FAA documents for analysis. And another word, even better.
So it's me again. Just want to say Colleen Mondor is one of those people you ask her to dig into something, FOIA requests start flying, queries all over the place, and she doesn't stop digging until she finds every last piece of information, and it's reflected in the excellent work that she does. So we're proud to have her as part of the AIN team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And if you would like representation, still speak to the gentleman after, because he's doing a great job tonight. Okay. Now we're going to have the Best Military Aviation Submission. It is sponsored by Lockheed Martin. Please welcome Jane Terry of Lockheed Martin to the stage. Jane, good evening. Thank you. The nominees are Stephen Bridgewater, Out of the Shadows, Raider Rollout Aerospace. Rachel S. Cohen, Does America Need Its Doomsday Plane? Air Force Times. Jamie Hunter and Tyler Rogaway, This Is How Long It Would Take Ukraine's Pilots to Convert to F-16s, The War Zone. Gareth Jennings, Flug Review, Luftwaffe Accelerates Fast Jet Recap, Jane's Defense and Intelligence Review. Squadron Leader Farhad Ibn Masood, Bringing on the Disruption, Disruptive Air Power in Ukraine, Air International. And Vladimir Trendofilovsky, Taking Back Control, Air Forces Monthly. The winner is Vladimir Trendofilovsky, Taking Back Control, Air Forces Monthly, who can't be here tonight, but if I can invite Callum Chapman up to the stage once more to receive the award on Vladimir's behalf. Thank you. The judges said about this that it had superb detail, photos and analysis that could only come from someone with in-depth knowledge of the armed forces involved.
Hello all, I'm not an imposter, I'm not Vladimir or Giovanni, but I will let them know that they've won and I'll send their best.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, next we have the Best Breaking News Submission. It's sponsored by Honeywell. Please welcome to the stage David Shilliday, President of Honeywell's Advanced Air Mobility Division. Dave. Thank you very much. Now, the nominees for Best Breaking News Submission are Sean Broderick, John Anselmo, Jens Flottau, and Guy Norris. Max Standoff, Aviation Week and Space Technology. Callum Chapman, New Era, New Icon, Combat Aircraft Journal. Grounding of the V-22 Osprey, Breaking Defense Team. John Lake, F-16s for Ukraine, Panacea or Distraction, Air Forces Monthly. Mike Stone, Ground Launch Small Diameter Bomb for Ukraine, Reuters. And Stephen Trimble, Hobby Club's Missing Balloon Feared Shot Down by US Air Force, Aviation Week and Space Technology. The winner is Grounding of the V-22 Osprey, Breaking Defense Team. Let's have as many members of the team up as we can possibly get. Even if it's one of them. It's brilliant. Thank you. The judges said, an aircraft-type grounding story with multiple chapters, twists and turns. Good job tracking all the post-scoop developments as well.
Would you like to say anything, Aaron?
This is honestly a team award. Valerie and Cinna started it off for us. I wrote a couple of pieces. Colin Clark, who's our man in Australia, Justin Katz, our Navy reporter, all had a hand in this. So it's really a team award. But since I'm here, I get to keep it. I just also like to say my mom passed away in January. She was my biggest fan my entire life, and she always got a kick out of these things. So I really appreciate this. Thank you all.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll move on to our next award now, which is the Best Sustainable Aviation Submission. It's sponsored by Collins Aerospace. Please welcome to the stage for this one, Erin Callender from Collins Aerospace, ladies and gentlemen. Erin, thank you. The nominees for Best Sustainable Aviation Submission are Angus Beattie, UK Aerospace juggles investment goals to secure sustainable aviation role, Aviation Week and Space Technology. James Careless, hydrogen-powered aircraft, a technology whose time is coming, Aerospace Tech Review. Lewis Harper, casting the net, airline business. Tim Robinson, Airbus, The View from the Summit, aerospace. Mike Stones meets CGI Sustainability Heroes, corporate jet investor. And Alistair White, out of the frying pan into the flyer, corporate jet investor. The winner is Angus Beattie, UK Aerospace juggles investment goals to secure sustainable aviation role. Please come and collect the award if you wouldn't mind. On behalf of Angus, Joe Anselmo. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you. Now, listen to what the judges had to say about this one, that it was simply unbeatable in this category for scope and scale of reportage, resulting in a comprehensive yet clear article that highlights UK aerospace innovation.
Congratulations to Angus. It's too bad he couldn't be here tonight, but we are really proud to have him writing for us. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on now to the Best Advanced Air Mobility Submission, sponsored by Supernal. I'm delighted to welcome Jennifer Darland, Supernal's Senior Manager, External Communications, to the stage to present this one, please. Thank you very much, Jennifer. The nominees for this are Charles Alcock, Advanced Air Mobility Pioneers embark on another decisive year, Aviation International News. Charlotte Bailey, Flying the VX4, Aerospace. Bill Carey, Advanced Air Mobility on the Ground, Business and Commercial Aviation Magazine. Aaron Karp, Gambling on Advanced Air Mobility, Aerospace America. Mario Pierrabon, The U-Space, The Journey to Integrate, Aerospace Tech Review. And Graham Warwick, Advanced Air Mobility Leaders Grapple with Traditional Aerospace Issues, Aviation Week and Space Technology. The winner of this one is Charles Alcock, Advanced Air Mobility Pioneers embark on another decisive year, Aviation International News. Charles Alcock, ladies and gentlemen, and the judges said that this was a clever historical reference in the feature-style lead that draws in readers and sets the stage as well. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. I'm so grateful indeed. I'm especially grateful that for the past 4 years, somehow I stumbled into the most exciting part of the aviation industry, the cutting edge. But my teachers at school would be utterly stunned because I failed just about every science course. I was told to go off and learn other languages rather than, fake it at physics. I'm living testimony. If you stick around long enough and fake it till you make it, somebody will believe you. But thank you all in the industry. Thank you for Supernal and the other people who are just deluging us with news. It's wonderful.
Charles, congratulations. Thank you very much indeed. Jennifer as well. Well, it's gone quickly, ladies and gentlemen. We're on to our last few awards already, so keep the applause coming loud and clear. We're now to the Best In-Depth Aviation Feature. It is sponsored by Eurofighter, represented this evening by Tom Clark. Tom, please join us. The nominees for the Best In-Depth Aviation Feature are Hannah King, Ready for China. RAF joins US and Australia for largest allied air exercise ever, Forces News. Guy Norris, Mind the Gap, Aviation Week and Space Technology. Peter Felsted, High-End Threat, the Accelerating Pace of Hypersonic Weapons, Asian Military Review. Stephen Lucy, the B-21 stealth bomber's first mission, evading Pentagon red tape, Defense News. Colleen Mondor, Lax Procedures, Oversight Service in Ute Crash Investigation, Aviation International News. John Ostrower, A Different Way to Think About the Flying and Future of It in China, the Air Current. Vladimir Trendofilovsky, Russia Shocked, Air Forces Monthly. And Amy Turner, Supply and Demand, Aircraft Cabin Management. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you've seen there were a vast number of entries in this category, so it was decided to give a special Judges Commendation Award first to John Ostrower. John. Judges said this was an article that truly pays off its headline with a fresh perspective on the Chinese aircraft market fueled by demographics.
Probably a good time to clear up 2 misconceptions. First one, Alon Head does not work on commission. That's an important one. Number 2, I do not have a beef with him about embargoes. I know that some of you have asked me about my policy on embargoes. I do accept them. Just make sure you send them to me first before you ask. This is a tremendous thing. I really appreciate the opportunity. And I have, if anything that I write makes it on our website, it's because of Alon Head and Howard Slutskin, who take my vomiting copy and make it something that is deserved of this. And I truly, truly appreciate it. And thank you so, so very much for this recognition. And please subscribe to the Air Current. And thank you to my wife who puts up with all of it. Thanks.
Congratulations, John Ostrower, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the winner this evening of the Best In-Depth Aviation Feature, that goes to Guy Norris. Up you come, Guy. The judges said of Guy's entry that it goes well beyond the headlines to provide real insight into Boeing's gap-related 787 issues, while the useful infographic complements the text as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Norris.
Thank you so much. First of all, I know I was standing up here a few years ago and I embarrassed myself terribly by saying the F-35 is the gift that keeps on giving, so I do apologize for that. And I couldn't possibly say that again about the 787, so I'm not going to say it. But thank you to the wonderful Aviation Week team that I work with. They're just the best. And to my lovely wife, who's my best support. She's right here tonight.
Oh,
so that's the second one.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Guy and Mrs. Guy, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations. Now, we have the Bill Gunston Technology Writer of the Year Award. It's sponsored by Boeing. Please welcome Marty Powers to the stage from Boeing. Marty. Thank you very much. The nominees for Technology Writer of the Year Award are Elan Head, Justin Katz, Emma Kelly, Doug Richardson, Tom Risen, and Patrick Veilleux. The winner is Patrick Veilleux, picking up the award on Patrick's behalf, Greg Hamilton from Aviation Week. Greg. The judges said Patrick's writing always conveys a peerless command of detail and salience, even on more esoteric topics.
Leanne's going to say something for Patrick.
A few words. Here we go.
We can share.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, he has a really good reason for not being here. He lives in the mountains of Utah, and he got 900 inches of snow this past season, and so he's got a lot of damage to his property. So he would love to be here, but he can't. But anyway, it's just a pleasure to work with Pat. He's an engineer, a pilot, and just is a wonderful contributor.
Well said. Great writer. Thanks to all of you for honoring Patrick Veilleux. Thank you.
And thanks for coming up to pick up the award on Patrick's behalf. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, here we go then. We're going to have a picture first before we go anywhere. Excellent. Thank you again. Right, okay, are we ready? It is time for the Aerospace Reporter of the Year, recognizing the outstanding work of one journalist over the last 12 months. The award is sponsored by Dassault Aviation. To present the award, please welcome back Vadim Feltzer, Communications Director of Dassault Aviation, to the stage. Vadim, thanks again one more time. Wow. Now, the nominees for the Aerospace Reporter of the Year are Bill Kerry, Alex Hollings, Stephen Lucy, John Ostrower, Stephen Trimble, and Greg Waldron. The winner is Greg Waldron. The judges say Greg's work consistently exhibits an authoritativeness that belies the ambiguity that overshadows so much of the APAC region, especially China. Greg, a few words, I'm sure.
Thank you. Well, I'm totally blown away. Thanks to the judges for this. I'd like to thank my colleagues at Flight. Great team. I'm getting emotional, all right. But yeah, but I'll just say that it's a great opportunity to really, be able to cover an industry that I find so interesting. And it's especially challenging to cover Asia these days. And so thanks again for the support, and this is great. Thank you.
Congratulations. Greg Waldron, ladies and gentlemen. And Vadim, Dassault Aviation have consistently recognized the work of aviation photographers by ongoing the sponsorship of the Best Aviation Image, for which we are extremely grateful, of course. This year, Dassault would like to also recognize the work of one of aviation's best known and respected aviation photographers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Katsuhiko Tokunaga, or Katsu, of course, as many of you do know him for the Special Recognition Award for Outstanding Achievement in Aviation Photography. Before we hear from you, Katsu, let me ask Vadim to say a few words about you, about what makes you so special. Vadim.
my last time on stage, I promise. I invite you to take your guide, the magazine, page 10. You'll see the legend on the field. It's how impressive it is. Katsu's breathtaking work and immense talent is not only a gift, but also the result of painstaking preparation and deep attention to detail. His prolific career is now legendary. And from a personal experience, as many of you share in this room today, he's such a kind and thoughtful human being. Thank you, Katsu. Merci. Thank you so much for elevating your profession as a high heart. Merci, Katsu.
Katsu, would you like to add a few words yourself? You can do it here if you'd like to, or wherever's good for you.
Okay, thank you very much for everybody for this opportunity. Actually, I didn't expect anything until Peter called me 3 weeks ago or something. And I was told I was chosen for the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I could not understand what it was. I asked Peter, so that's mean I could retire and then Peter pay my pension. But he said, no, but it would be an unforgettable night. And it's really unforgettable night. So thank you very much for everybody. And thank you for Badin. And thank you for all my clients. Trust me to give me assignments. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Katsu and Vadim, thank you. Now, please may I ask Adam Koenig, head of judging panel, to come to the stage for this year's Lifetime Achievement Awards, and joined as well on stage by Lockheed Martin's representative this evening as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Koenig.
Okay. Can we thank our hosts one more time, including Peter Bradford, for putting together a remarkable evening? I also want to thank all the other judges who've done reading. It wasn't just me reading 500 of these, it was other people. So thank all the judges in the back of the program. So it's been 4 years, 4 years since we've been here in Paris. Some of us may have been brushing up on our French a little bit. I'm particularly working on the sentence which translates as, "You charge how much to dry clean my shirts?" Anyway, I realize that I am the physical embodiment of continued sleep deprivation for all of you, so I will proceed with the last 2 awards. And these are both for lifetime achievement, celebrations of careers truly exceptional in an industry that we're pretty accustomed to the extraordinary. So our first lifetime honoree loved aviation so much that his smile became almost as much of a hallmark as his writing. From the Wichita Business Journal and the Wichita Eagle to Aviation International News, Jerry Siebenmark's passion for flight made an already 6'4" man even larger than life, if that's possible. And that took him far, and yet he remained enthusiastic and approachable. And when the scourge of cancer sadly took him from us, his spirit shone through in the fond memories of the judges and the others in this room. So please join me in celebrating the work and life of Jerry Siebenmark. Do you have anything coming up? Matt, do you want to come up and, yeah.
Last time, I promise. So those of you who didn't know him can see that one of Jerry's chief attributes was his big goofy grin. The other one was, if he knew we were doing this to him, and I hope he does, he would be very happy and proud, but he'd also give us that big grin, then he'd say his trademark saying, and that is, whatever. That's Jerry. We all loved him. We were privileged to get to work with him. I hope a lot of you got to meet him, get to know what a terrific person he was, and that we'll miss him dearly. But I did want to ask everybody a big favor, if you could. One thing about Jerry was that he was a watch fanatic. He would wear a different watch every day and post an Instagram post to say which watch he was rocking that day and what he liked about it. And if you wouldn't mind, I want to take a picture of everybody in the room who's wearing a watch, or maybe you've got a virtual watch on. Just hold your arm up and in honor of Jerry, and I will send this picture to his family, and they will very much appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
The career of our second lifetime honoree has spanned more than half a century, from flight lessons in his teens to more than 4,000 flight hours, including a variety of ratings. He's done everything from lead AOPA France to conduct 30 transatlantic ferry flights. And the first outlet to buy his aviation writing would later have the favor returned when he bought the magazine. Aviation et Pilote turns 50 years old this month. What better way to celebrate than to recognize the remarkable work of its editor and publisher? Sincere congratulations. Félicitations go to Jacques Caille.
Thank you. I'll try my French next time. I think it's Mark, half an hour ago, when I called Vadim to ask if I had to speak English tonight, he said, just say thank you to Mammy, and that's it. I won't do that because I'm too old to do that. But I would like to thank someone, all of you know, who was Mr. Forbes. Because in 1976, he invited me to fly in his business DC-9, golden DC-9, for a flight. And I saw in the front, on the nose of the aircraft, capitalist tool. And I found this was a very good idea when you are a publisher to own an aircraft. So I must thank my wife because she gave me permission 43 years ago to buy a first aircraft for our business. And of course, it helped us to develop because since then we always flew for reports with our readers to go anywhere in the world, Oshkosh or Dubai or any place. So flying is fantastic. I would like to thank you, all of you, because you help this the sky to be nice, to help builders, to help everyone. So thank you very much. I'm very pleased also to be here tonight because I think I'm the first bloody Frenchman to be invited to receive a media awards. So I'm very proud. Thanks a lot.
I'll just say real quick, and I appreciate the reminder. It's Father's Day. My daughter is here in the room. I'm very proud of her. You all have sons and daughters everywhere that you're equally proud of. Be proud of what we do. It helps everybody. Thank you very much.
Adam and Joe, thank you very much indeed as well. And that just about almost concludes it, ladies and gentlemen. On my own behalf, may I wish you all the very best for a fantastic show ahead. Before we let you go, a little bit of housekeeping as well. Just to say that the bar will be open till about 11:15 this evening, so I hope you don't have to dash off too quickly. I'd like to thank, on behalf of everyone here, all of our sponsors who have taken part. Without them, of course, it wouldn't be happening at all. We will, of course, be seeing you next year in London, the 21st of July for our 12th year anniversary. And finally, before I go, I'm going to ask all of the winners to come up on stage one more time for a final photograph and to bring the curtain down on what I hope you've enjoyed, another magnificent event. Please may I ask Richard to say the final few words. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jonathan Wills. And all of you lucky winners, after your photographs, you can do the big group one. You can then do individual corporate ones. We have boxes for you to take your awards home in. And just finally, while you're at Le Bourget, Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock, we have the Skytrax World Airline Awards at the Musée de l'Air et d'Espace. I'll be the host. See you there. It's free entry. You can come and join in. Take an opportunity for you to thank Peter Bradfield for putting this whole event on. Peter. And to Robert Mack and Jonathan Wills, thank you, everybody. Come and use the stage now for a big group photograph. All the winners, all the sponsors, one big photograph.